Good morning students. Welcome back to ICT class. This is our video number 35 and by the previous class itself we have completed 6th chapter and part 1 textbook is over. Now we are moving to part 2 textbook of ICT and there are 4 chapters in part 2 textbook. If you don't have your textbook, please refer to PDF or old textbook. Okay. So from this class onwards I am going to start 8th chapter, database and introduction. I know it's a new term for you. Have you heard about database? What do you mean by database? So that we'll study in this chapter. 6 activities are there in 8th chapter to complete. So by the end of today's session, you will be able to learn about
the use of database and database management system, and also to learn about how to build a database by creating tables using the software called LibreOffice base software. So these are the learning objective behind today's session.
In this chapter, the activity is related to database of a school library. How to create database of school library. For that, we have to add a lot of details in that database. So it mainly deals with school library database. So the first question is that what all are the preparations to be done while creating a database of a school library? So shall we start today's session? Yes, so let's start today's session with the first and second activity in this chapter, an introduction about database and how to build a table in this database. So let's start.
The first topic or first question is that what all are the preparations to be done to computerize a school library? It is in your textbook, page number 118. What all are the preparation? If you want to computerize a school library, first thing is we have to collect the data of several books, and also we have to collect the data of library members, and we have to set up a computer and related devices, and then finally we have to prepare a suitable software in order to create the database for a school library. And next question is that what data can be obtained about each book? If you are collecting the details of books, what all are the data can be obtained about each book? We have to obtain title of that book, author name, year of publication, price, cover image, etc. Catalog, category, etc. So these all are the data we have to obtain about each book, so that when we are preparing a database for the school library, we have to enter every details related to that book. Then next thing is we are moving to the definition of databases. In our school, you may have heard about a system called Sampurna that contains all the information about the schools in our public school, about the students in our public school. The data regarding lakhs of such students have been compiled systematically. If we are storing every details of students, that can be compiled systematically. So that systematic collection of data are called databases. In our school also, the details regarding each and every students are stored in such databases, so that we can compile the systematic collection. So such collections of data are known as databases. The data is recorded in one or more tables in databases. When we are preparing a database, we require some tables in order to enter the details. For example, if you want to enter the number of teachers or details related to teacher, we'll create one table. Then in next table, if you want to note down the equipment, lab equipment details, we'll create another table. If you want to create students list, we'll create next table. So every tables must be in single databases, so that the data is recorded in one or more tables in databases. And when we are creating a database, there are several uses for this creation of database. The uses are, we can store every data securely, and if you wish to add a new data to that created database, we can add a new data. If we want to remove some unwanted data, or if I want to remove one student name or student details from this database, we can easily remove such unwanted data from the databases, and then we can take and use data as needed, and we can make suitable changes in the databases, which means we can update that database. So these are the main usages of database. Then next is when we going to create or we are going to computerize a school library. Normally in our library, each and every library will have a stock register in which all the data will be recorded. So instead of keeping them in that stock register, what about making tables of this data and storing them in a computer? When we are making a stock register, each and every time we have to enter the details in that register. So instead of keeping them in that register, what about making tables of this data in computer? So in this chapter, you are going to deal with creating a database for a school library and storing each and every details of books in that database. Then the details about the books in the library can be shown in a table. This is called the database of school library. So instead of entering every details in that register, we are going to computerize the details. So the details about every books in the library can be shown in a table in the computer. So this is known as database of school library. So now we have add the details of new books in the database of the library. Similarly, we will have to remove the books that are too old to be circulated. So every things, adding new data, removing unnecessary data, then preparing report, every activities we are creating or we are doing in databases. So which software or which system help us to do so? The system which help to do this database creation is known as database management system. The short form is DBMS, database management system. A software that makes it convenient to do all those activities with a database is called as database management system. Okay, DBMS help us to create databases and DBMS help us to use that database securely. Here the user means we, the human being. We are not directly handling the database. We can't directly handle the database. We are making this database with the help of some application softwares. So this DBMS, database management system, this DBMS will act as a link. Here you can see a picture. This picture is in your textbook. Here you can see in the center portion DBMS. User means we, the human being. Application, software. We are using some softwares in order to create the database. So here you can see front end and back end. Front end means what we are seeing. So we can see the software. By using the software, the user means we, the human being, are creating some tables or some data, some databases with the help of database management system, and we can't directly handle the database. DBMS will act as a link between user and the database. The user does not directly handle the database but uses it through an application software. There are several softwares which help us to create databases. Out of that, the important database softwares are MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, and some Office packages also. LibreOffice Base, Microsoft Access, these all are application softwares which help us to create databases. With the help of such softwares, the user, which means we, the human being, will create database. Okay, so this is an introduction part about DBMS or database management systems. So here in this chapter, we are going to create database for a school library with the help of LibreOffice Base software. DBMS software, LibreOffice Base software. You are going to study this particular software in order to create database for a school library. So let's start the first activity in your textbook, page number 121, activity 8.1, building the database. We are going to start creating a database related to school library. Open application, Office, LibreOffice Base software. When opening the software, a window like this will appear. Here, click on next button. Click on finish button. Don't want to select any items, click on finish button. So they will ask you to save this database. So we are going to create database related to library. So I am giving the name as library. I am saving it in desktop. Click on save button. So first activity is over. Click the select database option. Then click select create a new database and click the next button. Then click on finish button and save the file with a proper name in your folder. So this is the first activity, activity 8.1 in your textbook. So let's do second activity, activity 8.2, building table of books in the library. How to enter or how to create a table related to books. So that we have to enter the data like author name, then category, price, then what book number, etc. So how to do activity 8.2. So click on the left side, select tables, then here create table in design view. Click on this portion so that another pop-up window will appear. Here you can see field name and field type and description. So here in the field name, type the first heading, page number 122 in your textbook, figure 8.4. First is book number. So type book number. So here when we are typing, don't give space. Don't click on the space bar. Instead of that, type underscore, shift plus hyphen. Don't give space, underscore, book number. When you are typing field name, in the field type you can see a combo box. If you click over here, you can see a combo box. From this given list, we can select the type. Book number means it is a number. So select number. Then second heading is book name. So type book, don't give space, instead of that give underscore. In database we are giving underscore, book name. It is text itself, so don't want to select the field type. Third heading is author. So type author. It is also text. Then fourth heading is book price. So type book, after that put an underscore price. Book price. In from the combo box select decimal. Maybe the book price will be decimal. So select decimal. Then next heading is date of purchase. So type date underscore of underscore purchase. Purchase. Here from this combo box select date option. Then last heading category. Category. Category is also text. So here we have given every details. But while creating a database, the library may have purchased the same book. Maybe the author name will be same for 5 or 10 books, or the book name will be same, or book price will be same. So how can the DBMS distinguish them? How the DBMS or how the database will understand, yes, I want to select this particular book. Maybe the author name and book name or book price will be, most of the headings will be same, the values will be same. So in this cases, this problem can be solved by giving values for one field in such a manner that it doesn't get repeated. Here from this heading, which item is not get repeated? Book number. Book number will be unique. So we have to make that the non-repeating heading as a primary key. It is one important thing in database. One field is defined as primary key. We can give only unique values to that field for different record. If the book name is same, author is same, book price is also same for 5 or 10 books, but the book number will be unique. For one book, there will be one unique number. For the second book, another unique number. So that we have to set that non-repeating field as primary key. It is the another mandatory thing. How to set this book number as primary key. Here you can see one arrow mark. Right click on that arrow mark. Here you can see primary key option. Select this as primary key. So that here you can see a key symbol, one orange color. So this is next activity in this table. After entering every detail, save this table. File, save. Here give the name. I am giving book table. Book underscore table. Click on OK. Then close this. Again, save the file. So here you can see created table, book table. If I want to enter another heading to that created table, here there is edit option. So right click over here. Here you can see edit option. If you click on this edit option, we can see a created table. Here we can enter another heading. I am entering cover image. Cover underscore image. Cover image of that book from the combo box. Select image option. Select image option. Then again click on save button. So that our new field get saved. So that we can enter new headings to that created table.
Today we have discussed about three topics. The first topic is database and DBMS, database management system. Database means the systematic collection of data are called as database, and DBMS means a software that makes it convenient to do all the activities with a database is called as database management system. And secondly, we have discussed about first activity in this chapter, activity 8.1, which is building a database. For that, open LibreOffice base software, click on select database option. You see when LibreOffice base open, and then select create a new database and click on the next button. When you click the finish button of the window that opens, the window to save file will appear. Save the file with a proper name in a folder and click on finish button. Next, we have discussed about the second activity, how to build table of books in the library. For that, select tables from the database panel. Select create table in design view from the task panel. So three main panels are there. One is database panel, second one is task panel, and after creating the table, third place is work area panel. So select tables from the database panel, select create table in design view from the task panel, and then enter the details in that table, and then make one particular field as primary key, which should be non-repeating, and set book number as primary key. Here is the homework questions for you. Try to find out the answers and write it in your notebook.
Hope you all have understood about our new lesson database. We have completed first and second activity. Other activities will continue in the next class. So complete your notes, do your homeworks, study well. Thank you and have a nice day.